Hello, and welcome to the Roll4It Aftershow for episode 8? I think it's
75.
8. This is Shadowrun, if you hadn't guessed. The team has just found themselves in an interesting position. One of them doing aerial overwatch is actually fairly far away from the action. The other one is heading towards the action with a Fabergé egg and a third of a million Nguyen cyber deck. Past an area with Fenris Wolves and Met 2000 mercenaries. And the other two are literally in the middle of a dragon pen.
I'm wondering how many acrobatics checks he's going to have to make to not destroy that egg.
It's in a nice safe box, right? It'll be okay. Oh god.
If you're scaling a wall on a castle, those walls are pretty high up. That box ain't going to protect it, man.
There's snow, right? Isn't there? Is there any snow? There may not be any snow.
No, there is some snow. Yeah, you saw there's tracks in the snow. But the thing is, like, down the side of the mountain, it is a slight angle, and snow can't purchase well on there. So if it lands and bounces down, then it will be hitting rock.
We'll just make sure that the Tag's looking over the wall, and then if anything falls, he can levitate it.
I can't guarantee I'll even be able to see you when I look over the wall.
Yeah, I provided the images because it's actually really dense around the bottom there. It makes it hard to see people approaching, but it makes it hard to also try and get a bead on someone to cast a spell on them.
Would my repelling gloves be visible? Thing is that I have to be wearing those over the top of the chameleon suit.
Technically, yes.
And then you could just levitate them.
It will decrease the buff from the chameleon suit, put it that way. But not massively. Right. Generally, the rule for chameleon suit is if you try and carry anything larger than a pistol. So the gloves, it depends on the situation. Like, if you're climbing up, your hands will be above you. There'll be most of your body will be, the gloves will be visible. If it's normally, I wouldn't allow it. I'd be like, that's fine, no debuff. But that's a general rule of thumb.
You could put, like, all your stuff in the front. Or, like, in front if you're up against the wall, and then the back would be a chameleon up.
There you go.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that because what the chameleon suit does is it takes a picture of the front, and it'll just take a picture of those objects and just project it onto the back. So.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they made that mistake in Die Another Day with the invisible Aston Martin because Bond goes and hides behind it at one point, and it's like, dude, you are literally a guy going. But yeah. So how do people think this is going to go, and how
Honestly,
do you feel the twist?
Something will go wrong.
I'm glad I'm outside.
The benefit of being a rigger.
You can just leave. It's like, well, they're all dead. Time to start a new career.
Why does a rigger get to stay outside, but a decker doesn't? I should definitely... He can tank shit. I can't tank anything.
You are the person who said, I need to be inside for this.
I have to,
exactly.
Because of the way that the Shadowrun rules are.
But if you didn't
I don't want to be. I don't want to be.
You and I could have been outside in our fancy suits just dancing and be like, oh, well, they're dead.
I want to be, like, in the van, like, surveillance, not have to be inside. Oh.
I'm now imagining that, like, when you pointed ways and they went off to the castle, you were already just like, yep, they're dead. I'll sit and wait, watch the fireworks.
That crossed my mind.
I got the exact same feeling from this run that I got from the last run of the last season. Like, the exact same feeling, where it's just like, dude, this is beyond fucked. Why are we even doing this right now? Let's just go home. This is not going to work out.
We could just see the dragon and be like, this is not going to go well and leave.
Roll4It, here's your fucking egg. We out. Deuces.
That will go so well.
Because he's got to be aware of this plan, right? Because Roll4It knows everything about his own company.
What's he going to do, kill us in front of a crowd of people?
Oh, no.
He's gonna wink and say, there's your distraction.
That's what I think is happening. He's helping us out. We'll see how it goes. I think they're definitely very distracted. Now it's just going to be on us if we can... My worry is that me and you, Tag, right now, we're trying to get away, and Tipple's not even here yet. And he has my cyber deck. So I'm like, I hope he makes it quickly, because it's going to be a little rough without it.
Yeah, and we still need to figure out how we're getting that RFID tag, too.
Well, I think if we get in that room where they have, like, their host, or at least get me close enough where I can like hack in or whatever, I can probably help out with all that stuff. So if I get the RFD tag, so we're gonna have to try somehow. That's why we need Bolt there, so that he can get that information by being near it. Maybe keep him distracted. I'll get that tag number, then I can like duplicate it.
I mean, the alternative is you just hack the security host by plugging in directly to something around there, because then you don't even need the RFID tag. You can just be like, shut off the lasers. Or
so
add a new RFID tag.
But that's a matter of if we can get together and do that, and then once that happens, then it's on, I don't know, I guess Bolt to like get in through there while I'm disabling stuff. And maybe Tag uses magic somehow. I don't know what tricks you have as a mage.
If anything goes horribly wrong. If it all goes to hell, then he can levitate or blow something up and we can all run away.
I'm just going to jump off the wall without the rest of you and levitate down into the snowy forest. Run off into the night with invisibility spells on.
Yeah. I do have gecko gloves too. I could climb out of, I guess, or something.
I like the fact your handbag is just full of gloves. You're like, I've got the repelling gloves, I've got the gecko gloves, I've got my normal gloves, I've got gloves.
Seems handy.
I have basically like 5 pairs of gloves at this point.
So how much gear can I get away with carrying in?
How much gear do you want to try and get away with carrying in?
Well, I basically like listed everything in my gear that could be useful. And then I could just go down there and do what I can. So obviously,
the larger the bag you carry, the more it will A, counteract the chameleon suit, and B, once you're inside, if you're trying to walk around and just take off the chameleon suit and just wear your suit and be like a waiter or a normal guest or something, if you're carrying around a bag, you will look a little bit more obvious. It depends. The same way you could do with your breaking and entering tools, which you would need a bag for, so it's up to you.
The issue is that I don't know the size of half the stuff either.
You need to put chameleon paint on your bag. It will cost you a lot, but it's worth it. I just did that to I have like this bot that I put it on. It cost me like 3K for it or 4K for it, but it's worth.
I know you could do that. I will do that like next time.
It's like 1K. It's a certain, you can get, or I didn't know that you could get chameleon bags. You could just get a chameleon bag.
Does that mean that you could just like walk around without a chameleon suit on, but you have the chameleon bag on, so everyone just thinks you don't have a bag on?
Yes.
That'll be
kind of.
If people look at you, they'll be like, there's a strange rippling. Like, it's mostly designed to like blend with the pattern behind you and stuff, not really designed to make it invisible when you're wearing it. And be like, I'm not wearing a bag, because you'll obviously have your suit will be crumpled in some places where it's like the straps are digging in, and your statue will be different, and there'll be a slight shimmer behind you. It's designed to be like, you're looking over the ground and, I can't see anyone because they're wearing the very best camouflage.
And the paint is more for, I don't know, I wouldn't put it on everything. Or I wouldn't walk around with it. Apparently it's like illegal too.
Yeah, the backstory, it was restricted in 4th edition. I was telling Maggie the other day, it was restricted in 4th edition. They made it forbidden in 5th edition because in the canon for the universe, there was a run in Germany where a load of runners went and they had to kidnap a kid from some family. So they grab the kid, they jump out a window, they put the kid in a invisible bag so they can basically try and get away with him. The firefight ensues, they get gunned down, the police arrive. They run over the invisible bag with the kid in it.
Wow.
Yeah. Shadowrun canon is dark sometimes.
You told me that, I was like, damn, that is some crazy lore.
I like the fact they've got lore to like explain just the changes in these little bits of rules. It's really cool. But yeah, so it's very forbidden.
That's the point. If I get knocked out while it like fully in the chameleon suit, no one's gonna be able to find me.
Yep. And you will freeze to death.
Crap. Also, just realized, if there's snow in the forest, am I leaving footprints?
Yes.
Ah, crap.
Not many. It's patchy snow. Like, it's not like depths of winter. It's a late winter in spring, so it's a little patches here and there, partially melted in places. And you're trying to stick to the ones. Like, you got a really good stealth roll, so the idea being that any footprints you do leave are going to be very minimal, and you try and cover them as you go. Which is why it's going to take you a while to stealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were going to fly. I thought we were going to levitate you there first. That was my impression. But then I guess we just went in and I was like, okay.
We switched to plan B.
See, and here's that's precisely my problem with the plan is like, nobody knew exactly what was happening. Like there was no sequence of events. It was just like a bunch of rough ideas, and let's just go
I
in
don't
and
know, I
like
said it like
grab one
several
here.
times. I was like, you levitate him in, and then we go in, and then distraction, and then we go in.
Well, the instant
and...
you got there and you would have noticed the spirits flying around, watching the outdoors. It would be impossible to really levitate someone from a distance in. That's kind of the thing they were exactly there watching for.
That's the detail that I missed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Literally, the spirits are there watching for exactly that. Someone trying to get in from the outside. It's why getting someone in to begin with was the beneficial plan that Sailor proposed to you, because then you have someone on the inside who's got past most of the security.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it was a fantastic plan. I just don't expect anyone to live. That's all.
We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Well, at least we don't have to like knock someone out like we originally were gonna do. I was like, oh man, that can either go well or bad.
At least we still have that pen for next time.
It's true. Or for later when we like, if Tag needs to like stab somebody as we're like trying to sneak in.
With the strange 5 minutes of dizziness.
Oh yeah, that's
The
right.
point is
Well, no,
like-
if we use the whole thing, right?
If you use the whole thing, you
Well,
will
then-
give someone a bit of stun damage along with a high from the bliss, along with a bit of memory loss from the lays. It's not a full dose of all of them, it's a partial dose of everything mixed together. It's weird. You asked for something to make someone nauseous and drowsy and confused, and I was like, these things when combined might do that.
That's enough so they wouldn't remember. But yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be interesting.
And very lucrative if you pull it off. Very lucrative.
That's a strong if. But yeah.
Well, this is your chance
What
to shut
you
up.
wanted, Tag? You wanted like more days. What were you thinking you would do with more days?
Well, it was like we were implied that like maybe we get like some tags or something from the Tinker, but that didn't go through. I just wanted like a concrete sequence of events, like this happens, then this happens, then this happens, like numbered, and it seemed like we were just kind of like a bunch of ideas that were not like connected. Like together they might have like worked and been a good sequence, but like we just have different ideas. Like we know we need the tag, we know we need him up the wall, we need us in the front door. We need a distraction, but is he coming up and over the wall first? Then we do the distraction. We do the distraction first so that we can get in to bring him up over the wall so people aren't looking. There was just a lot of like weird areas in there where I felt like we didn't flesh it out good.
Yeah, I mean,
I think if
getting
I was
Deadbot
doing
scale
this like
getting Deadbot to scale the wall
my-
first would have failed completely because it's very, very hard to scale the wall without someone helping you from the top, which is why that previous Shadowrun team failed, and also trying to levitate him, the spirits would have just noticed and probably mute that. So
Yeah, so I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to find like get over there and then get him up over the wall. I think is what's gonna have to happen.
And Deadbolt's going to have to hang out down the bottom without getting spotted. Which, considering Deadbolt's stealth, is actually not that hard. How do you smell?
I could like
How do you smell?
With his nose.
Delicious.
I don't know if my blandness applies to smell. I'm not sure if I can.
Doesn't. You don't, by the way, if you actually had tailored pheromones, which it allows you to get basically extra charisma from Chrome, you would smell delicious, and those Arctic wolves would be all over you. As it
How
is.
bulletproof are Arctic wolves, though?
Ooh, let me look it up. It's on my phone. And you have knowledge of power critters. Have you got
That's
have you got
true, I
Roll20
do.
still open?
Yeah, I do.
Roll me a power critters roll.
All right.
Right, let me pull up the data.
Pretty goddamn good with parazoology, actually.
How many hits do you get?
Let me get to it real fast. I always forget what menu it's in.
I need
think
to
it's at the
throw more
bottom of
power critters at
skills.
you to allow you to use that skill. Like, they're actually quite common for corp
The
defense.
knowledge skills are at the bottom of the skills page.
Four successes.
Oh, that's nice.
So they're a body 7, strength 8, and they have innate counterspelling.
So you don't want to cast at him, but you can definitely shoot him to death.
They have willpower 5 and counterspelling 5. But yeah, they have, as far as I can know, they have 6 armor.
So they got 11 soaked dice. That's not like super terrifying. Like
No.
blowback could still kill them in like a turn and a half, 2 turns.
Yeah, like 11 soaked dice is someone with normal, like everyday walking around concealed armor and normal body.
Yeah, Pug could kill him with the Panther pretty easily.
Oh, the Panther would
They
tear
would
them apart,
definitely-
dude.
They would definitely not stand up to Panther fire.
Yep. They have low light vision, smell. They have the fear power. Their natural weapon is 10 damage. They've enhanced hearing. They're really good at tracking people.
Good news for you, buddy.
Intimidating perception.
Take luck.
That's the thing. Like, if they've got handlers, right, that are also with them on the patrols, I'm guessing. Yeah. So I imagine that, like, as soon as I'm spotted by these things, doesn't matter whether I kill them or not, we've got about 30 seconds before we're completely screwed.
Before we are completely screwed? You seem to imply that this applies to the rest of the team before you are completely screwed. The rest of
Yeah,
the team
but
are
if they're
inside, they're
just
like,
like,
oh,
hey,
we just drink
someone on the
champagne.
perimeter in extremely high-tech stealth gear has just been located, and we've killed him, but he probably has accomplices. Lock everything down. So I'd be messing everyone like, yeah, I'm probably
for
going to
one
die. You
Shadowrunner,
guys,
they would
your
not
best
lock
bet's to
down a
jump out
very,
the
very,
castle.
very important ball of a lot of very high bigwigs. Unless there was a legit threat, they would try and do it as subtly as possible. They wouldn't inconvenience. You don't inconvenience a Lothway for one person, put it that way.
They would clean them up, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the major thing that we have to worry about is if we trip any alarms as we're going in, so I don't know.
Well, hopefully not. I mean, I think you're going to be able to get the RFID tag, no problem.
I hope so. The thing is the only way I can get that tag is I need my deck. So it all hinges on us being able, like me and Tag being able to get both up there. And then once we get them up there.
Technically you don't. That comlink is actually really good.
Yeah, but not on the defense.
Just don't get hit.
You say that like that's an easy thing.
Oh,
the comlink it only gives me plus sleaze.
Yeah, so you can do sleaze actions, so you can hack on the fly, and then you can edit files and stuff.
Yeah. And it's not that great. It's like my old deck. If I use the best stat of my old deck.
So like pre-edge and then hope.
Yeah. Pre-edge and hope. Yeah, pretty much. Because I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, hacking on the fly is still like a computer and logic, so it's not like the deck is not really taking advantage until you get to the cap in the limit, so...
I totally forgot it has a Faraday cage in it.
Yeah, I mean, the Faraday cage just stops wireless signals. It doesn't really stop people scanning it depending on the wavelength of the scanner.
It's true.
Strictly, the Faraday cage will break any signal where the Faraday, like the bars in the Faraday cage, if the signal is a wavelength larger than those bars are together. MAD scanners use millimeter wave detection, so it'll be like sub-millimeter or millimeter, so it's on the edge.
We're in a freaking dragon castle with 2 dragons. Like, this is so scary. Like, I don't know.
2 dragons?
I don't know.
No one's dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Nightmeister. Or is he?
Oh,
Dun dun dun.
You
Are
say
you
that.
really M. Night Shyamalan?
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next week. I'm seeing how this goes. Like, honestly, I think you've got a fairly decent plan for it.
You are the
Draft
only
plans go.
person who thinks so.
Apparently.
I think most
I mean,
of the
I've-
steps are good, but there's also a step that is all question marks followed by a step saying profit question marks.
Exactly.
So,
That is exactly what I was going to say. We had this chalkboard. It's like, yep, question marks.
My biggest fear was trying to get in with Charisma and Jade. But you rolled a 6 and a 5 at the beginning, so I was like, you know what? I was going to make you start mingling and social tests earlier, but you did really well there. Like, that's a lot of hits, so you have a little bit more leeway in terms
Thank
of
you,
time.
Tag. Because I had that 7 bonus. Like, if I didn't have that, we would have been so screwed. Because I have, like, even with the bonus of the 2, I have 3 dice.
Yeah, is that the first time we've used leadership?
Yeah.
No,
No,
we used
yeah,
it one
was
other
used
time.
Yeah. Strict
Medical
leadership only applies in
thing.
the same combat turn that you use it. I know people brought this up in chat. However, because Tag and Jade can have sub-vocal mics and they can communicate via AR and stuff if they want to, I can assume that this leadership test is like also applying just as they're going in. So I got them to roll it beforehand.
I
because it doesn't
imagined
matter.
Tag and I like coming in very like James Bond style because we're both like, oh, you know, like socializing. But
Yep.
meanwhile, he's like astral projecting and I'm like doing other stuff. Like it made me feel like Shadowrun episode. Like that song, it just felt awesome.
And in the background, Tag is just giving you advice like, you know, shake their hand, don't shake it too hard, you bow to that person, yeah, that's valid, so, you know, you don't need to tip in yet, but make sure you tip them on the way out. And
It's
I love it.
exhausting. It's exhausting teaching these peasants to be high class like me. It really sincerely is.
It probably is because Jade is
It's tiring.
mega awkward. She's just like,
But I will carry you through this, and we will be okay.
all right, hopefully.
the next part is
My
gonna
thing
be
is, though,
Deadbolt
what are we
stuff.
going to do if we get caught while we're sneaking inside of there?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what he means by carrying you through. He's like, if you get caught, he's gonna levitate you out of there. That's what he means.
He's
Levitation
legit
fixes
he's
all
gonna
problems.
carry me.
Yeah, like, honestly, that's not a bad idea for an escape route, because you can jump over the side, fall really fast, and then just levitate and try and leg it.
Well, there's a field full of wolves, though.
Yeah.
And I don't have any weapons. I'll be completely useless against them because they have magical counterspelling and whatnot. I mean, they have 10 counterspelling dice.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but it's an opposed test. When he tries to counterspell, I got to do my spell casting, so it's 10 versus 12, which means it's like, it's a shit shoot. Like, some stuff they're going to cancel, some stuff I'm going to power through.
I mean, Deadbolt, you're not going in through any mad scans or anything, you're going over the edge, so are you actually bringing a weapon? Like,
Yes, I
any
was
weapon
intending
you
on bringing-
bring-
Taser and a holdout. I think that'll be okay. I mean, maybe I could get away with like my Ares, but that probably won't work.
The Ares, it's a light pistol, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not huge.
It's like a -6 to conceal, -4, -6 to concealment. Yeah, one of the two. And
And
are
look it
you
up.
wearing the suit? You'd have to change if you're wearing the suit because you can't crumple the suit under the.
Yeah, current plan is that I'm wearing the chameleon suit and then I'll switch to the business suit when I arrive.
Yeah. You could probably hide it in
And
there.
then probably
relatively
switch back
easily.
to the chameleon suit again after so that I can actually sneak through everywhere.
This is why you need to get that magical tuxedo that's in Run and Gun that you can like wear it under like a wetsuit and it never gets crumpled. So you can wear it under the chameleon suit, sneak in, and then just take it off and be like, James Bond. It'd be fine.
Sounds useful.
Yeah,
Never
that does
crumples?
sound useful. Like turn in your old one and sell it for a new one.
Just have a wardrobe full
Or
of
actually, no,
suits.
you have like a luxury house, right? Like you could just probably have a whole bunch of suits. Stock up on that
Deadbolt
stuff.
does have
Have
a
a
high
suit for every
lifestyle,
occasion.
so he probably has like 3 or 4 suits, easy.
But I'm getting attached to the Actioneer business clothes because I just like that you could just be like click and now it's a completely different suit.
Yeah,
You could get
that's
that
nice.
modification put on most suits, but yes.
It is pretty
Would've taken
pimp.
more time, yeah.
I
It's,
want that IRL.
it's difficult for me to imagine that you can get that on stuff. Like, just trying to think of what possibilities exist in the Shadowrun universe is just weird.
It does make Deadbolt's suit illegal, but yes.
Aw.
Is electrochromic illegal?
Oh no, you've got electrochromic, not ruthenium polymer. Yeah, no, you're fine. Electrochromic is like the NAF version that you can just change colors and stuff. It's totally legal because of that. It's like nerfed. Yeah, you're fine. I thought it was ruthenium
I thought
polymer for
it's. Yeah, this doesn't seem like it'd be
No, you're
an
good.
illegal thing.
That's just a color changey bit. You're totally cool with that.
It's quite cool that you can get as detailed as text and stuff. I don't know why you'd want to. Actually, I guess for logos with text.
Yeah, it's like branding and advertising, probably.
No one has faith in us. They think we're all gonna die.
It's true.
Yeah, chat was saying at the end that we're gonna have Shadowrun season 3 and it's gonna be Gato and Pseudo.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, they're saying like Gato's gonna meet him at Deadbolt's place, and Pseudo's just gonna freak out. 'Cause everyone's
I don't see how Tag is really under any threat unless they get the mage first, because he can get out of any situation really.
That's true. I mean, I guess most mundane people I'm going to be pretty slithery and hard to get away from. Especially since I've got mind control spells and all kinds of stuff like that. That being
I
said,
think-
we're at a party that's for the highest bigwigs, middle to upper bigwigs for a bunch of major corps. So I'm assuming they've got some kind of provision for mages. I thought magical security would actually be higher, but it makes sense the way that it is. Because once you're inside, they assume you're supposed to be there, so do whatever, go wild. But I assume there's probably some tricks that I still don't know about inside this place.
And there's at least one dragon there. There might be more, considering, you know, dragons do have pretty high status, so... If someone tried to mess something in line of sight of a lot of these people, they might be in trouble.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
getting somewhere hidden as soon as possible would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching the after show. It'll be interesting to check it out after next week, because either they will have a lot of stuff to buy or not much stuff at all. Speaking of which, the group all get 3 karma today.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Unfortunately,
I
they
like
can't
karma.
spend it because they are literally in the middle of a mission. It's kind of hard to upgrade right now, but, you know.
But Tag could have used it to get level 2 German.
In the middle of... he's like, wait, I
Yes.
hear people talking German. Ich bin eine Berliner.
Hey, sometimes your character's just that smart.
Or could
Picks it up on the fly. When you're a polyglot, you're a polyglot.
I think that's a trait you can take, isn't it?
Yeah, you can take polyglot, and I think you get like 2 languages at like rating 4 or something like that, or 3 languages at rating 3 or something. It does something
pretty good.
weird.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for
There's
watching.
bilingual that you can take as like a default quality.
Yeah, 5 karma or 3 karma, and you get another native language. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching. We will, of course, be back as per usual. Come check us out, do all the things. Thank you for supporting on the Patreon. Until next time, don't make a deal with a dragon.
Roll safe.